everybody, my name is Aster and welcome to the 3.1 Sumeru Archon quest. Today we're talking with Catherine, or should I say me, Binahida, and I kind of started the recording a little late, but you will see it here why I think that this is Nahida. Anyway, hope that you enjoy, and if there are any cuts in the middle of the footage that are not let's just say that the footage is kind of funky-wonky right now, so hopefully nothing breaks. Yeah, hopefully nothing breaks. But we can never be too sure, so if you see random cuts in the middle of the footage, it means that the footage got corrupted halfway the recording, and unfortunately, it just is what it is. Unfortunately.
Hey, that's not any better!
Isn't that just asking for a beating? Okay, so basically she asked us to go to Port Ormos and asked the Eremites if they could just if they could help out in an orphanage.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Nahida, could you please get out of Catherine right now? We kind of want her primo jumps.
Paimon's gotta ask, just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Exactly. Where's Catherine? Where's our 60 primo gems,
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
Ah, so it's Nahida! Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head?
Why did you get into her head?
From when she said, Ad Astra Abyssosque.
So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida?
Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream.
So the Akasha can't take away the dreams of gods. To be fair, didn't she say that she was the first Akasha terminal technically by Rick Devada?
It was another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children.
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sub-Zero's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
In reality...
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
No. Listen, we don't want to rain on your parade, but there are some people that just don't like you.
No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homianis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time.
Oh.
Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsol's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Ooh.
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival.
Exactly.
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Dreams. time to finally see the little gremlin himself. Oh. So we're gonna find out what they're planning. Oh, and we decide to still speak in the open. In the open?
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
Possess a key figure in academia. Possess a student that infiltrates sages. We could grab someone close to the sages and question them. You know what? I want to possess a key figure in academia.
I've already tried that. But all the key members of the academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Dude, they're afraid of they're fighting against their own Archon. That is so weird. Like, we just came out from the Inazuma Arca quest, and technically it's the same premise, but this one's different. This one feels different. The fact that they're so against Nahida's control is fascinating to me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I wonder.
I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly.
Possess a student, infiltrate the sage's court.
No way, that's too risky.
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
I guess so.
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
Huh. We could grab someone close to the sages and question them.
We're in the
I really like
dark as of
Nahida.
now.
She's grown on me.
Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences.
That is true.
After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
I'm too stupid to think of anything else. I'm sorry.
Are we really out of ideas?
No way.
Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
Uh-huh.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Oh my goodness. That's a classic research consultant move, and that just gave me war flashbacks because I just had the research consultation like 2 hours ago. Don't do this to me.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work.
No shot. Oh wait, no. Is this how we get the Eremites?
Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
That is true.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Sataria?
No, I have no idea who that is.
Sataria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia?
Is she the one from the... She's the pretty lady in blue, right, in the cutscene?
We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by now.
So
Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilu.
I've always always liked observing all kinds of people, and Setaria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
This is no longer just a metaphor, huh?
From the sound of it, Setaria's just hung up on the research opportunities here.
That is true.
But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore.
Sounds like the person we need.
Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again.
Torture.
That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself.
Not torture.
From my past observations, Setaria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city.
Torture.
Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there.
Are you gonna stop her? Oh god. So...
Time to go.
Are we just gonna stalk her? That doesn't sound very casual. Hello, Nabu.
This should be Setaria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Setaria?
No, I already have enough information on Setaria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs, have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Oh no, she speaks exactly like Fischl.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Huh.
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding his future. Can we get a fortune reading for him?
She can change her voice to Catherine's. That is horrifying.
Of course, of course. In that case...
Hello.
Uh-huh. It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
You could say that. If the raid and boss fight is anything to go off of, you can most definitely say that.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Don't forget that we're currently with the Danger Archon right now. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
divine, my prospects, and love.
Love prospects? No problem at all.
We're gonna be single for the rest of our lives. No.
The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed.
Oh no. Venti's just gonna whisper to her, he's gonna be single forever.
One who is fated to cross your path will appear on... on... Huh? So many people will fall for you. How could that be?
Oh, no way. You guys are actually a harem master. Oh, my lord in heaven. We're actually a harem master, canonically, huh?
Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination?
Oh my gosh.
I've never
She
read
saw all
a
the
fortune so
Aether
absurd.
fanfics. Oh no. She saw all the Aether fanfics. Run, you poor child. You're not ready to see what the Shao Aether fandoms can do. Hey, I'll find the cat. They're just happy to be here.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune telling you've ever done.
I like how Hoyo just basically said, no, yeah, they're all Sims for you. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. I like how this is a canon between the two of them, right? I'm going to focus on this, but this is so obscured. Paimon knows that everyone has basically fallen for the traveler, and I'm just like, I'm just here for my sister. I'm just happy to be here, guys. Just listen, I like you and all, but not in that way.
I admit that the
my God.
orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
I feel so bad for everyone that had to fall for him, though. That's
Is that
funny.
so? Well, that can't be helped.
Unfortunate.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
I like to headcanon it as, what do you call this? Venti was the one that whispered to this little one's ear as the aspect of the divine. It just says, he's a harem master. Oh, Lord in heaven.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep. It belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Sumeru City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Okay.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret, and I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
I'm actually curious. Is Nahida planning to overtake all of their minds one by one?
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
That is true.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough Mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the
that's a
retired
shame.
life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement.
Yeah,
I'll
and
have someone
a
in
good
charge of
leg.
logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
Oh no,
No
she's
problem.
lying to him. That's
Rest
so sad.
easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
Oh, that's so sad. Oh no. Oh no. She lied to him. I'm sorry, Akim. It was for your own benefit. Goodbye.
This should be our final stop. Cetaria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything!
It's my duty to protect Sumeru's citizens, after all.
I never thought I would ever see Catherine do that pose.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get to the academia after their next round of exams.
Oh, that's so optimistic. I wish you the best of luck.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Good luck, lady.
Sure. But you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
Lemon, shut the fuck up. Lemon, shut the fuck up.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's where they keep the naughty children.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
Or to keep the naughty children.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
She never told you her name. She never told you her name. She never told you her name. How come you know her name?
So, was that everybody?
So, Nahida, what's your plan?
3 familiar faces should be enough for Cetaria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Cetaria face her problems.
Mind control.
Cetaria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King.
What?
Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Cetaria's soft spot.
Watch it turn out to not be a boatload of nonsense.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Cetaria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
If King Desert was to criticize Cetaria's actions...
So, how do we set that up?
Guilt.
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Cetaria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
Mind control.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Sorry.
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Cetaria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
Ah, so that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Huh?
What?
Best of luck? But we don't know how to
Wait, how come we're the one that's gonna possess them? I'm just happy to be here.
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
What?
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But why does he have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
Wait a minute. Oh, so okay. That is horrifying. That means that anyone that has the Archon's will and power is able to just possess everyone. Oh. Anyway.
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
Channel your inner official for the little one.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
Congratulations to Genshin Impact for finally having demonic possession. it doesn't help that Kusanali might have a demonic name, and we're talking about possession. Oh my lord. 12 afternoon.
Oh, here she comes. Satori is here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
Paimon's starting to feel kind of nervous. Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
So, did they just erase the consciousness of the person that they're possessing? Is that what's happening? If that's the case, that's kind of horrifying.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook.
Oh.
Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
This is the closest that we have to traveler dialogue without our control. Besides the character voice lines, we need to relish this.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there.
We need to relish this moment. Oh no!
Shit.
Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
Harut and Marut.
Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come for another echo of the divine voice of wisdom.
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
Look at her. She's so cute. I was just sneaking Paimon.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
Aether, like, role-playing is so funny to me. Invoking the power of Venti.
The gods are asking. Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Sataria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness.
No.
And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
I love the implication that the Traveler's just really good at role-playing. This is so cute.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second. The Scarlet King passed away a long time ago.
That you are aware of. Dun dun dun!
Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
Why are they Why is that a misinformation campaign? What? Why would they want that? Why would they want to spread misinformation about the Scarlet King's resurrection?
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city.
I just love that he's... I love the Travelers, like... Do not question me, mortal!
I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Bye-bye!
Wait!
Whoa! She just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset, too.
That sound effect was... Huh.
Well done. Sataria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
I'm so sorry, Nabia.
Aw, Nahida. It seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract Harabata theories. In any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Sataria.
Okay.
She's out of games now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
Sorry, Hakim. Why are they in the open like that?
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
Masonry work.
Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better?
And he's walking a lot more.
Oh, that's good to hear. I've been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off, I'd love to pay him a visit. Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru. He has a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Okay.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the Scarlet King?
Why does his voice sound familiar?
I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert. Yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
The traveler's just like letting out the passive aggressive tendencies, huh? Aether, calm down.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
Why did the traveler try to go for the antagonistic route? Don't antagonize her.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this!
Before I knew it, I really started getting into the role. Whew, those hours of officials finally started kicking in. It wasn't too harsh, was I?
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Setaria.
Whoops, I may have been
Once
projecting.
everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
Okay. New mail. What's up? Hey! Right, it's 12 a.m. Alright, little
Come on!
interlude.
Setaria's
I'm
already
stuck in a
started talking
forklift.
with Shishan!
And he's in the open.
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
No, I've been spending all my time studying in the basement.
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
The traveler's so passive aggressive. I wonder what happened to this samsara. Oh, sorry. I mean, the Sub-Zero festival. He's so passive aggressive. Calm down, buddy.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
My goodness. Perhaps they didn't tell you everything.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet King as well!
Praise the SCP-00. Oops, wrong franchise.
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
The goal was to make her realize her problems. Not be as passive-aggressive as possible, Aether.
In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who worked side by side with the Academia and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects.
This is all coming from his heart. There's no way that this isn't just coming from his heart right now.
Please, please stop!
Even now, Setaria's still trying to run from her problems.
Sorry, I may have been projecting. I don't know what came over me. I was just really horrified and really pissed off from the last patch.
She can no longer justify everything to herself.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I was just venting.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards! What should we do?
This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
We're gonna kill them.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Ooh.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Setaria, nothing is impossible.
Oh, Miss Setaria, you naive fool. You played right into our hands.
You know my name?
What?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price.
I like how he's acting, but I do genuinely believe that like the Traveler will soon, like one way or another, slowly become actually one with the Scarlet King. And that'll be really fun once that happens.
You must face the truth, Setaria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared.
This is why Aether doesn't talk. It's because literally no one in Teyvat can hold this smack.
Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
I swear, that's like someone's
What
voice
an
acted that I know.
absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Setaria, why haven't you gone home?
Oh god, we're giving her PTSD. Uh-oh, not my intention, not my intention. Oopsie. This is why the Traveler doesn't speak. Literally no one can hold his flack. NPCs will literally cower under his feet if he starts talking. Also, I feel really bad for Setaria right now.
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the Scarlet King? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
Hey, we finally convinced her.
How much do you know about the Sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the masked dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sumeru's festival.
A mass dream harvest scheme. That sounds horrifying.
But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents.
Hey,
I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
Oh my god, it's him!
To fight against the Academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
Oh my god, it's him!
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha.
Not enough for the possession.
Let me see. Let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
Is this what it feels like when you don't have Wi-Fi and you need to give something to someone and you don't have Messenger?
The Academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap.
That's what they all like to say.
I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
Okay.
Alright, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
Yes?
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the God of Wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Well, clearly the scholars don't believe in her, so...
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side!
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves all the praise.
That smack talk was giving someone crippling anxiety. Congratulations, Traveler!
Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow
execution
evening,
of the Takuno Jutsu.
all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch.
That was amazing Takuno Jutsu from the Traveler here. This is why he couldn't Takuno Jutsu A. This is why he had to fight A, because A would have went through a spiral of emotions and depression if he was allowed to speak. I was not expecting that smack talk, honestly.
Pray?
What a
But if we're going to pray to the
fascinating thing.
gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of Wisdom and Guardian of the Scholars?
Yeah, we'd rather pray to you than all the other gods that we've been, with.
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
Can we not pray to you? Because it'll be awkward. Like, you're our homeboy, our buddy. We can't pray to you. It'll be weird. Like, you don't want to hear what I gotta pray. You don't gotta know that. Hello,